Well, coming to this, SALGA slammed reports that taxpayers are footing ministers' water and electricity bills. That's being changed. The local government association brings attention to councillors. Remuneration, and perks of councillors and traditional leaders need to be reviewed. So let's get more on this now with SALGA KZN Chairperson Thami Ntuli, who joins me for this conversation. Mr. Ntuli, thank you for your time and good morning to you. We'll get to the point around the complete review of the remuneration protection of councillors in just a moment. But I want to go to the U-turn that we've seen the president make on some of those perks by ministers and deputy ministers. I know that you weren't too happy that at the time they would not have to foot the bill for electricity and water. Why was this important for you to express as SALGA?
Good morning to yourself and your viewers. In fact, to us as SALGA, it was quite a crazy decision that when you look at what local government, in fact, is afforded for the ministers to be said not to pay for services such as water and electricity, which we believe is a national responsibility, and they should be setting the example. And when you come to the councillors, ordinary councillors, they pay for all the services. Local government, from the level of a mayor to a level of an ordinary councillor, they are paying for all the services, and we really felt that it was unjust. Hence, that reflection was not only the benefit which is due to the ministers. There are so many benefits which are quite exorbitant, and looking at local government, in fact, you find the sphere seems to be odd in terms of affording what is supposed to be assisting councillors to execute their duties.
Yeah, and with that being said, I mean, I'm sure right now you're quite satisfied that that decision has now been overhauled by President Cyril Ramaphosa.
Definitely. In fact, that is why we are upfront to say, as SALGA in KwaZulu-Natal, it was quite crazy and it was shocking to hear even that move. At least then the turn of events, in fact, is a bit reasonable.
Ms. Ntuli, I want to talk about the call now that you're making for a complete review of the remuneration and protection of councillors. We'll get into traditional leaders in just a moment, but what's problematic when it comes to how councillors are protected currently and how they are remunerated?
Well, you know, as part of the ministerial handbook, it reflects that for 3 residents of the ministers, they are provided security. Whereas in KwaZulu-Natal alone, the information is that in each and every month, there is a councillor who's actually killed, but there is no such security afforded to them. Even when they are receiving threats, it takes decades to get an approval from the SAPS. As a result, you'll find that someone who was receiving early warning that something is threatening his or her life, including even the municipal officials, you'll find that will end up being killed. Then that is an issue. And when you talk about even what they earn, then because the question will be, why then they can't provide themselves security whenever their situation threatening them while they are waiting for the assessment, which take decades by the SAPS, which we raised as SALGA when we were at London with the Minister of Police. Our concern, we registered it. The salaries of the council cannot afford even a medical aid. You know, just consider an ordinary councillor who earns less than, is taking home less than 16,000 a month. And from that, is supposed, if he or she wants a medical aid, to pay for the medical aid, and there is no subsidy to the medical aid, if she wants to save for the pension, no contribution and from local government, it's a direct contribution guided by the terms of a medical aid. You know, it's something which is quite very frustrating for local government. We have been saying as SALGA, local government is a sphere that is not receiving the adequate attention in terms of making the conditions of the councillors to enable them to do the work without hassles.
And I understand it's not only councillors, it's also traditional leaders that you say share the same plight. You actually saying that they are also part of those neglected local leaders. I'm talking about traditional leaders here. What's their plight from their perspective?
Yes, you know, when you talk about the traditional leaders in the context of KwaZulu-Natal, we have seen so many assassinations. And the unfortunate part is that they are all not afforded security too. Even when we receive each and every time that they are being assassinated, there was a time where last year where the assassination of the traditional leaders in the beginning of this year was quite prevalent, but we did not see any move to ensure the security of the traditional leaders. And even when you look at their remunerations, it's also the same. The disparities which are there, in fact, is something that is unbelievable. Hence, when you look at the level of the ministers and looking at the extra benefits to them, as SALGA in KwaZulu-Natal, really we feel the Minister of Corporate Government and Traditional Affairs really must assist to change the plight of local government and the stream of traditional leaders.
Well, I appreciate you speaking to us about this, Mr. Thami Ntuli. Thank you for your time. That's where we'll leave our conversation. SALGA KZN Chairperson Thami Ntuli speaking to us this morning.